The Tape Never Lies Network.
The tape never lies. Tape never lies.
Starts now.
The tape never lies.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Keep it 100.
So chase greatness and start understanding that he's gonna make everybody better.
Tape never lies.
I don't want to see your tape breakdowns if you cannot show me things that are negative about a guy that's on your current team.
Hashtag chase greatness. Hashtag take that.
Keep it 100.
Because I'll make this one more time clear. Caden Whitlow, cut it.
Keeping it 100.
He is the best quarterback I have ever scouted on tape.
The Chicago Bears select.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man at Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keep it in 100, never running east or west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the fake and anchor, moving forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shane's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shane got some haters. But now they're moused up like the true and now and laters. Debaters, straws get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sack strolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shane.
Give me some fucking names in 2 fucking games.
Fuck a play or a captain, all of the up there. The tape never lies, the truth you see. We laugh, we analyze, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a stat nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like trip sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we keeping it 100.
Keep it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest
Keeping it
man.
100.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Down there. I don't know if that right foot actually touched the ground.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, what is good, TTNL family? We are
Breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking news.
Oh, that is just.
I hate Shane. I really do. Just before, let me just get that out the way. Is I hate Shane. Anyway, we are back. It's Wednesday night. Of course, the Chicago Hard Knocks debut. So you know the guys got a lot to talk about. We're fresh off of a victory from Hall of Fame weekend, which I was there personally to witness, thanks to the TTNL family. But without further ado, I'm gonna bring this jerk in.
Sheri, I was so proud of you. Mr. Larison sent me that video, and my only response to him was save. I've seen that video probably 57 times at this point. I'm telling you, girl.
I don't know if Larison told you this part, but he's really good at AI. So we cannot confirm or deny if that was actually me dancing. You know what I was saying. So,
AI or not, it's working, girl.
Gosh,
Well,
I can say
we're gonna have to play that one more time when Phil gets here. He has
We
no
don't
he has
know.
no
he
idea
know?
about He has no idea about it. Yeah.
Oh,
This
God.
guy knew about it.
Oh, I knew.
I saw him in the back.
Shane told me about it when I was leaving work, and I
I
was
told him to please empty your bladder before you get there.
That was great. A great opening for the show.
It was, Sheri. I was proud. You were having fun, threw caution to the wind, and Larison was there to document it all. That's why we love
I
it.
did not know he took that video.
Oh, well, when I talked to you that night, I'm like, were you dancing? And you brought up the AI thing, and I'm like, she's got no fucking clue. Larison was like right there for the whole thing.
No, he had already told me because I think when he sent it to you, he thought that I was in the group with you and Shane, with you and Phil. Because he was like, you saw he said he's gonna put it on the show, and I was like, I knew you said it. I didn't know it was gonna be like that.
Well, we had some other plans, but one of them fell through, so Shane had to go to work a little bit, and
Well,
have
I
I was rooting for the other plans, but shit happened.
okay, well, it's good to know. I'm probably happy with what happened.
Andy Spencer. Was that Sheri? Damn. Yummy.
Oh,
She did good though, didn't she, Ivan?
no, she did very, very good.
Who was your dancing partner?
Some girl that was at that charity event.
Even better. Even better.
I didn't even get her name, but I made her do because we were doing the wobble, and then
That's happened to me before.
Yeah, we've all been there, Sheri.
the electric slide came on, so I made her stay up there with me to do the electric slide. So.
Well, I was gonna clean up the audio on the dance that you were, or the song that you were actually dancing to, but I'm like, copyright and all that. So
Yeah.
You were just dancing to, default song named "Go Bananas." So
That's
I thought
okay. It was kind of on beat.
I thought it worked.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Carrie Franklin. Came out to TTNL training camp.
Yeah.
On Tuesday. It was fun. I had a good time. I mean, I enjoyed his company. Like, it was kind of overcast and or whatever, but I enjoyed Carrie's company. It was a good time over at training camp. So
yeah, I'm sure we'll get into that.
Hang out with Carrie Hall of Fame weekend. He is really a good guy. So I second that, Ivan. Real cool.
Carrie is all over the place. He was out in a restaurant, and he looked over and there's Kevin Warren with a bunch of people. So I told him, I said, well, go extend an open invite to Keepin at 100, but he thought they were going to tase him, so he decided not to jump the velvet rope.
Hey, funny story. Carrie be making enemies, so y'all got to watch out for him.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. It was funny you said that, because he said that we ended up pulling. I kind of know where everybody's going to be sitting now, and I wanted to put Carrie in like a good spot, so I got him right in front of the media, so he was able to hear them chit chat, and he heard some shit that he didn't want to hear and was annoyed. And well, I overall I think it was a good experience, but he told me about him. He could be one to get in trouble. Yeah. Definitely.
Hey,
so he did. Somebody at the charity event, a football player, told him to get out his face.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He Bernie Kosar. He told me the story. Yeah, Bernie Kosar
I didn't
was
hear
sitting
that
there, and he's like, Carrie's like, "Who are you?"
He walks up to him, sitting next to Jim McMahon, and asks, "Who are you?"
And he's like, "I'm Bernie Kosar."
That's not helping, Carrie says.
He's like, "It's you." He's like, "Yeah, no, get out of here."
Like,
you should have thrown Phil's uncle in there.
I mean, maybe you would have known if he was younger, and maybe maybe Bernie's looking a little.
Guy. No one knew who he was. So.
Yeah. Phil is on his way. We'll just say Scott.
Football practice is it gets out when Phil says it gets out.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been dealing with some drama off and on the field. We'll just say that. So yeah, he'll be here when he gets here. But before we get into camp, Sheri, overall, like, what was your expectations going into Hall of Fame weekend, and once you got there, and what was the whole overall experience like?
Well, of course, going in by the time I went, we knew that the starters weren't playing. So, that expectation went out the window. But I was still pleasantly surprised to see how some of the other players were on the field. Like I liked not Tyson didn't do so well. I'm not, even though they only put him in for one series, you know, he really didn't do too well. And I like that number 80, the receiver. So
Alan Johnson.
Me and Jen was really cheering for him. So I didn't know all of the players because I kept seeing duplicate numbers and I was like, it's too many jerseys right now to try to keep up with. But no, the game was really good. I mean, overall, I'm not gonna lie, hanging out with Jim and Carrie, I felt like I got the VIP treatment. So I really had a ball hanging out with Jim, Jen, Carrie, his sister, and his brother-in-law. It was an awesome weekend.
How was your picture with Devin Hester that you got?
Oh, let me send that to you so you can put that up. So yes, I can tell that story. As you all know, that I was searching for a jersey. So I finally got this white Devin Hester jersey, and after the induction ceremony, I got the picture with Johnny Knox and Rod Wilson. I don't know if you all remember. I'm sure you all know, but yeah.
7th rounder.
Got a picture with him, and then I saw this crowd like behind the bleachers, and all of the like the Hall of Famers was walking from the stadium to the museum, and people had been out there a while. And I was getting ready to leave until I heard people start yelling like Hester, Hester. Yeah. So because the crowd had cleared out, I walked up. I got a really good picture of him, but it was a kid next to me who had his jersey in his hand with his marker. And
snatch that shit. No.
Devin Hester to take the top off the marker so he could sign it. So while he was doing that, since the kid was next to me, I turned my back to him to do a selfie. And I was like, hey, like, while you signing it, can you look up for a selfie? And he signed my jersey, my brand new white jersey that I had just bought.
Well worth it, Sheri.
Well worth it.
Not complaining, but I didn't ask him to sign my jersey. I still did get the picture.
He signed the front or the back?
He signed the back, like right on the shoulder, too. It is not
signing that shit up front, Ivan.
Right across the chest. Right across the chest. Devin Hester.
I was not facing him. No, I did not put my boobs in his face.
Well, he might have been just too distracted to sign the jersey. Then at that point, you might have made a mistake there, Sheri.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as Carrie Franklin didn't go up to Devin and say, "What are you here for? What's your name?"
Who are you?
That would have been funny as hell.
But no, that was pretty cool. And of course, I went to the museum Sunday and saw all the new busts in the museum. So overall, really good experience. The charity event for Mongo was really nice. Dan Hampton was there. They performed with their band, and Otis Wilson. Ric Flair, I guess, was there, but I didn't see him, and so I didn't get to take a picture with him.
Yeah, because he made it. He was back with Mongo the next day, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. So let me grab that picture, Sheri, so we can show it to everybody. But how was the hall ball? That was worth
yeah.
I saw you. Like I said,
that was the pictures.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So there's our girl and the goat
with his goat chain.
Yeah.
Why does that security guard look like Booby Miles?
Yeah. I want to sign her jersey too, he's saying. Oh, Sheri, it's just your luck. Phil's here, so now he gets to watch the dance party video again.
We gonna ready
to go? Is he gonna give us a thumbs up? I know he's getting his nose powdered right now. Steph's feeding him strawberries.
I wish. She is going to get Thai food because late off the practice field.
Nice. So Phil, we introed the show and put Miss Sheri on the mark. You heard about the plans that I had for the dance video. Well, that fell through.
Did it?
Oh, that is just
I'm not gonna lie, I'm sweating bullets just a little bit because it was me and Sheri, initially in here, and I'm like, I got to play this shit by myself in front of Sheri with nobody else here. Then I looked down and I saw Ivan's there, and I'm like, oh, thank baby Jesus.
That was
Wait, I
awesome.
wasn't gonna do anything to you, Jesus.
Sheri and Angelo could have a dance off.
Oh, it's
Cars is out, man. He's awful. Awful.
a little pasty.
A little
Yeah.
pasty. What was that? That's like the 8th grade dance. He's getting loosened up. Maybe might ask a girl to dance.
Well, it was actually a TikTok video that his daughter did. He's actually, I had to crop it because he's actually dancing next to Shrek, just like Shrek in that video. So, yeah, that's word on the street is he's actually a gifted dancer.
Is
But,
he?
Yeah, I call bullshit.
He's a lord.
Yeah, Lord Cars.
Lord Cars. Lord's a leaping, Shane.
Yeah.
Cars
So
dunk. Can he dunk?
Sheri, you gotta share the Bernie Kosar, Carrie Franklin story with Phil because I know he's gonna fucking love this one.
So Bernie Kosar was sitting. We were in the VIP tent. Bernie Kosar was sitting next at the table with Jim McMahon. Carrie Franklin walks up to him and asks the man, "Who are you?" And he said, "Bernie," and Carrie was like, "Bernie who?" So he tells him like, "I'm Bernie Kosar," and then I don't know what Carrie did, but the man was like, "Okay, you can like get out my face now." He just straight dismissed Carrie. Carrie was fun to hang with, but
That's
he
the best.
pissed Bernie Kosar off.
He didn't care about any Bernie Kosar.
No one was there checking for him. Everybody was there. He was next to Jim McMahon. Like no one.
Jimmy Mack, how was he? I saw you took a picture with him.
Yes. I mean, he was just sitting there for autographs. He wasn't really interacting with a lot of people, but he was cool.
No.
He was just chilling, listening to Dan Hampton's band.
Dan Hampton has a band?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Were they jamming? Were they good?
They were really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
there
did
was-
they play? Cover? Hall and Oates?
And they played
What
a
did they
lot
do?
of cover songs. Of course, they played Sweet Home Chicago and some Temptation. So they threw a lot in there. It was really good.
Wow. Danny Hampton. Is he a vocal?
No, he was just playing a guitar.
Oh, okay. Dan Hampton on guitar.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of video of it on Twitter.
Hey.
Dan Weeder was there. Actually, well, Sheri, you got your
Got a picture with
Dan.
Dan Weeder?
Did you get with Weederer?
I sure did.
He remembered. He ready to come back on. He said
Lunch with Larry. Did you do it?
No, I did because I told I had to remind him that I'm with TTNL because I walked up to him and he was just being nice, and then I could tell that he didn't know who I was. So I was like, I'm with TTNL, and he was like, oh, okay. Like then he remembered.
Should have busted out the oh my fucking god.
Your lunch with Larry. That would have been great.
Should have busted out the twins. I think we'd have remembered.
Oh my gosh.
Who else did you see there? Did you see any of our friends? Dion?
No, I didn't see Dion.
Cap? Was Cap there or no? He didn't go.
Courtney was there.
Courtney, did you see your girl?
I didn't see Courtney at the charity event. I didn't see
Well, I don't know if she was there, but she was in Canton. Yeah. Because it was her birthday.
Oh man, I wish I would have ran into her.
Yeah.
I ran into George at the induction ceremony.
I know. Did you say, George, you coming on TTNL?
When he introduced himself to me, I was like, I know who you are. Like,
Yeah,
Hi,
you're
I'm
that,
George.
You're that umpire?
That would have been great.
Speaking of George, somebody was MIA on the first
George did not
episode
make the bingo sheet.
Yeah.
of Hard Knocks. Yep.
I was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was gonna hit it exactly because if you notice, they started with the Hallis statue, and I'm like, they're gonna fucking pan down, and Kevin Warren's gonna be holding his briefcase, and it's gonna say 5 a.m. and he's gonna be sitting there looking at it, but I was only half right. I mean, I was excited, but there was definitely some parts that I'm like, I could have done without that, but
yeah, we got
Sheri
a
has
lot
not
to
watched
get
it
into.
yet.
She hasn't watched it yet.
I was up until midnight doing an audit for work, so I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
Audit.
Audit. Right.
Jesus, really?
Audit.
Yeah.
You should have watched it on the plane. You did your homework. Did you take a plane or did you drive?
I was here at my desk on the computer.
I'm talking about
No,
from
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Oh no, I drove.
Okay. So
How long of a drive is that for you?
It was 6 hours.
That's from Connecticut to Buffalo. 6 hours and 13 minutes.
I invited Phil to come to the game with me Saturday, but he told me to go fuck myself. And
Oh.
yeah, so thanks, coach.
Nope.
Nope. Exactly what he said.
Nope.
Thanks, Phil.
I'm going to be in Rhode Island visiting Grandpa and Grandma.
Actually, Phil said to me, now who are you? Like, I'm Shane from Shane who? And I'm like, what the fuck? Phil.
Yes, I will. I'm going to be at my dad's house. So BHL will be with my dad after Bears Bills. Nice. Shane will be at Bears Bills.
Shane will be there right behind the Bears.
Drive.
Yeah. Yeah. Riley and I will be there. Be some fun. My nephew's going. My brother-in-law.
Nice.
Are you guys going to tailgate?
Oh, yeah. We're getting there early.
Any TTNL fans going to meet up?
Yeah. One of the, you have to look up his name. Yep.
Good. You're good. You're good. You're a good fan.
Stop touching.
Whoa,
I got it. There we go.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there.
There he is. C-Spags.
Hit me up on Twitter, C-Spags. And
is that a drum set? We can have a Shane band.
Yeah.
Compete with Dan Hamptons.
Yeah.
C-Spags on the drums.
Did you touch my drum set? But yeah, hit me up on Twitter. We'll be there. I think we're parking in lot 4.
Lot 4, Sheri.
Yeah. So
Sheri, you're going?
Section 111.
No, I'm not going to Buffalo this weekend.
I got it up.
Damn it.
Damn it. Claudio's pissed. You're not going. Well, I'm not going either, Sheri.
Could have told Riley.
I mean, I wasn't even invited. At least you got an invite.
Yeah, well, hey, open invite. There's a seat right on my lap.
We got a bigger strip.
I gotta get some water.
No comedic timing, Shane. None.
None of that.
Yep.
None of that.
Yeah, we're gonna get there early. We're gonna go down the night before, kind of hang out and do the guy thing, hang out with my nephew and my son, my brother-in-law for a little bit, and we'll head over probably around 10 o'clock or so to the stadium.
Nice. When did they let you in?
11. You can get in. Get the gates open. You can get into the parking lot at 9.
So you will. Oh, you can get into the parking lot at 9. So
yeah.
You can start tailgating.
Yep. And then they open up the gates at 11.
The game's at 1?
1. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're section 111 right behind the Bears bench. Figured if we're gonna go, we might as well.
Are you gonna have Riley do the call out Caleb and get the jersey signed?
Yeah. I beat cancer holding this jersey.
Not serious cancer.
It wasn't serious cancer though, Caleb, if you don't really want to sign it.
Patron Steve with a super chat.
What's up, Steve?
Love Hard Knocks. Proud Chicagoan, $1.99.
Thank you, sir.
Steve. Patron Steve.
Yeah.
I love Patron Steve. Well, Hard Knocks obviously opened its debut. I think the standout moment everyone's talking about is Shane's Chicago Bulls.
And now, yeah, Ray Clay. That brought back some great memories back in the day. But I even heard, like, I forget who it was today, but they're like, that's putting too much pressure on Caleb to introduce him that way. And I'm like,
What?
you're
Oh my
having fun.
gosh, come on.
This isn't
These
too big
guys
for
have-
Caleb Williams. Yeah,
Guys
exactly.
have theories. How many touchdown passes did Justin throw? He's thrown 51 in practice so
Yeah.
far, Shane.
I'll just
51.
wait till they trade for Ayuk, and then it's gonna amplify it even.
He's
Even
also ordered 51 Domino's pizzas, Shane, as well. Just want you to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've never seen anything like this in my life. It's like hanging on.
Oh yeah, and I mean, there's some of the
Oh
hot
my
takes.
God. The one you sent me in Cap.
Yeah, well, that's kind of expected, but I mean, just the shit. Some of the things that people are putting out there, like the Bears are regretting their decision, and I'm like, yeah, they're regretting nothing, absolutely nothing. I mean, DJ hated it so much under the situation, he extended his contract for 6 years to stay here. He hates it so much, and now Keenan's essentially begging to stay longer too. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? What do they say? The players are the first ones to know.
Right. Shane Matthews knew right away.
Yeah. Day one. This is our first round pick. This motherfucker can't throw a football. Cade McNown.
Scottish Bear with a 10 pounds. I need to lose 10 pounds, Scottish Bear. I'm going to sneak DDP into Bears camp. Teach Floose motivational speeches. Shane, you, Riley, have a ball at the Bills game.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Scottish Bear. I hope you're doing well, bro. I've been praying for you.
Absolutely.
My dad added you to his prayer sheet, which is like 7 pages long of cardboard names.
Yeah, the first 4 pages are for Jackal and Claudio because nobody knows where the fuck they are. But yeah.
Lawrence Chrisman with a $2. The Bulls theme song was awesome. Love the show.
Yeah, Serious by Alan Parsons Project.
That's the beat?
Yeah, Serious. Yeah.
That's the name of the song.
Spelled like the
radio station.
Yeah, yep.
Whatever, the radio service.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I tell you why I don't like that? It just sucks that it just so happened to be like the music that they played in between each period during high school. So I'd have to hear the Alan Parsons Project every fucking day for 4 years. So every time I hear it, I'm just like, shut that shit off.
Yeah.
But it was all right. I thought
it was a super old song before the Bulls even started using it.
Right.
I mean, isn't it from like the fucking 70s or early 80s or something like that?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The Cocaine Bulls?
The Cocaine Bulls, I don't think used that.
Cocaine Circus, it was called, but yeah.
And now, I loved it.
Yeah, no, it was definitely cool. Got to see our guy Lawrence Funk.
Was Funk's fade. Claudia was so jealous.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. He goes, what do you think about the top? And Foos was like, yeah, you can take a little bit off. He's like, yeah, looks a little high to me. Looks a little high. So they're gonna trim some of it down. But that was, I was wondering how they handle the payment for that because you didn't see Foos.
It's free.
I would doubt it.
Taken care of by. I'm sure he pays, but I'm sure it was taken care of by Poles or somebody else. Doyle Colette, $10. Rumor has it Drake May is the ghost of Mac Jones over there in New England. Also have to say RIP Canadian Eagle got split in half during the Texans game. Yes, the Canadian Eagle rookie talent show with our guy Theo Benedict.
Yeah, and then
we did his film review.
See him go down the way he went down. That looked like a tough one. The full split for a big guy usually doesn't end too well.
He looked like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah. So that's
run over by what's his name from What's Happening. What was his name from What's Happening? Rerun.
Yeah. That's the old red shirt NFL season where they store him away for his rookie campaign and bring him back. I'm sure that's the way, because what they say, 6 weeks that he'll be out. So I'm sure they're gonna end up IRing him. But yeah, I mean, they were even complaining about that. The one guy from the Athletic, Kevin Fishbane, who we've had on, and Greenberg were saying that he would have never done that if the Hard Knocks cameras weren't there. And I'm like, nah, dude, that's the way.
This is the way they do
They
shit.
do shit like that.
They did crazy shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that was
Hofstra
Karan
too.
Amagaji with the symbols, wasn't it?
Yes,
Wasn't
it
he the one
was.
with the
That
symbols?
was
Yeah.
funny.
That was, yeah.
When he timed the symbols perfectly, by the
Yeah.
way. By the way, I get to speak to his coach tomorrow. He's going to
Love
come
it.
out and speak to the Wolverines.
Yeah, is that at the SVFT Center?
SVFL.
The SVFL
at the stadium.
Yeah, the SVFL. That's where the SVFL plays.
Yes, aka the Wolverine shit.
Yeah.
You asshole. Coach Fish fixed it up, Shane. He did.
Oh, Coach Fish is covered in yellow paint as we speak.
Yes, Coach Fish is fixing it up. The Wolverines are getting ready tonight, Sheri. We were late off the practice field. Some lineman mistakes. We got to get it. Can't end on mistakes.
See, I told you they weren't going to leave the field until Phil said so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah, we stayed. Get it right.
Speaking of mistakes and head coaches, what did you think of the information that was bestowed upon Matt Eberflus from one Nick Saban?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
The one part surprised me a little bit.
Which one is that? Because you're very detailed.
Yeah. I never say anything negative to my quarterback in front of the team.
Oh.
I
didn't hear that comment.
Said, boy, because I've seen him on game day go absolutely fucking nuclear in front of about 115,000 people to his quarterback. So thought that part was kind of funny, but
I think maybe he meant it in the room.
Yeah. No. I knew that's what he meant, but that's
right.
We've talked here to hold, everybody accountable. Would that be your same approach as a head coach?
My approach,
I feel like that's not your approach, but I could be wrong.
I'm always trying to be positive with the quarterbacks because I know the amount of pressure and how much information they have to do, footwork, foot mechanics, decisions. That's why it's always funny to me how easy we cast these guys. So I'm with him. I try not to, especially that position, scream at them. It's more calm. If I'm serious that, listen, you need to get your feet on. Even tonight with Tate, and we have Lincoln and Tate rotating in and backing up. I'm like, get your feet together, short step, then drive through it. And you're constantly coaching. You don't want to yell at them. So in the game, it's different. Like, we've practiced this, but
yeah,
so I think there's merit. I don't think you embarrass them.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying to go out there and
I think that's right. I mean, if they fuck up and they're forgetting assignments, I mean, that would cause, but I think there's some truth to what he's saying.
It was cool. I thought that, he said, I'm always, in practice standing behind the quarterback to get his point of view, his perspective. And then they transitioned to Flus and Caleb's throwing and there's Flus standing there.
Yeah, I rotate around. Sometimes I want to see, I don't need to see his throw. Sometimes then I come back. I like to be behind most, but I want to see my backs hit the hole and how the action is coming straight on. So I'm opposite. I mean, I'm not opposite. I just circle it around. Sometimes I'm in the front. Sometimes I like to be around the back side of the play. But I get what Coach is saying. I just differ in that. There's a lot of good merit that Coach Saban was out there with them. I thought the introduction was great of Caleb. I would have liked a little bit less of the Owen story. I get it.
Yeah, the only part that was
of that.
Ivan and I talked about this, or Ivan actually brought it up this morning. I understood the first segment, the one at the end,
Right.
clearly was not him watching it live. It seemed very forced, and he was actually watching a recording of what went on, but seemed like they needed to force that in there.
You want to know what I really said?
Go ahead.
So there was a scene where they cut to his house, and there's a lot of clapping going on, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Simone's home.
Simone's home. I'm like, oh my god, is she back already? Like, what the hell is going on? No, but honestly, like what Shane was saying, I like it. I just thought it should have been put somewhere else in the show, like leaving it off. With
it could have been its own spot.
Right.
The last one to me seemed very contrived and scripted, and hey, we're gonna put this up on the TV, and
I agree. It looked too much. Like, give a segment. He's excited. Remember I believe the same thing happened with the Lions player with his wife was sprinter or runner.
Yeah.
You clip that into there, but then to go back again, like you guys said.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have ended
a little
the show.
much.
I
You
wouldn't
don't end the show there.
like
Yeah.
that.
I agree.
Yeah. The one thing that I thought was a little odd too, and maybe people don't agree with me, I brought this up with Sheri, was in the Hall of Fame game when they were in the crowd with Flus's wife and his daughters, and his daughters, one, the fiance or whatever it was, and they were, girls, what do you think about Tyson growing his hair out? I think it really fits him. It was just, I'm like, what the fuck does anybody watching Hard Knocks give two shits about that? That seemed very forced in there for me too, but again, it's not going to be perfect. 400 hours of footage that they had at their disposal for the first show. So to condense it into, to 1 hour was obviously a pretty crazy feat.
Yeah, I thought there was a little too much of Blues's family. I don't need that.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought the stuff at his house with the coaches and stuff
that was great.
Ryan Griffith wearing the same clothes.
Yeah.
That shit was funny. That his daughter's like, oh my god, did you see that? We got to see our guy Braggs up on the bridge.
I didn't see him at all.
The boat tour, yeah. Well,
you gotta pause it. It's in the beginning, like when they were showing the
waving.
He's on the bridge. He's on the bridge. Yeah.
That was cheesy to me that they were doing that. I didn't know he was in that.
I was tipped off a couple of weeks before it happened by somebody that works for CHGO that we both know, that's currently wearing 2 knee braces as he walks. But yeah, I knew that he was there, and I knew that he was a part of it, and that was all that. Let's just say none of that was spontaneous. That was all very scripted. That was not just fans like, holy shit, there's the Bears on a boat tour.
Right.
That was all very much scripted. The boat coming through at that point, and the fans all lined up, and those were all supposed to be season ticket holders.
Sean Stewart's reading I wanted to see this because they made a good wave talking about him stepping in to the scuffle. That should have been in there. I was hoping we'd see, but you know what? Someone wrote it. I think I even put the comment up. There's no cussing at all in it, and that's so fucking dumb to me.
Yeah.
I want to see second episode. If there's no swearing again, then
that very well could be a Chicago Bears
George
thing.
McCaskey.
Yeah, because they certainly
I'm
didn't cut it out of the Giants episode. I mean, they were
exactly. I'm like, bro, they're
Ryan Dayball was talking to
swearing.
Caleb Williams like, all right, motherfucker, you're up on, you're running one fucking play the whole fucking game. Well, what the fuck are you gonna draw up there for me? You know what I mean? It's and not saying that it needs to be that, but
No,
it's pretty goddamn rare if you
let
have
me tell you,
400 hours of
never
footage.
been in a
No, me either.
football locker room.
Right.
Sam Rutigliano might be one of the most religious people there is, and there was swearing all over the place. That's just football and coaching, and let's just watch it for the next. But I swear to God, I said El Sancho or whatever. I said the same thing. I'm like, is this the Disney version of Hard Knocks that we're? It's so something.
Waiting for Caleb to throw an interception. He says, "Dag nabbit," and
dag it,
slaps his knee.
Dang it all!
I agree with James here. I thought that was the other part that looked very scripted.
Yes,
the Kevin Warren.
Shane said that to me on the phone.
Yeah.
He's like, all of a sudden, Kevin Warren.
The guarantees are the guarantees, and they just make sense.
It works for both sides.
Works for both sides. What's the new money? 110 million. Yeah, I mean it's there. It's
the highest ever, but it's there.
Yeah, and that's even the AAV is the highest ever. It's not the Khalil Mack's contract was higher. The AAV, which is the average annual value, that is the highest for the Bears. But
I swear, if the PR firm of Chicago Bears, Marge and the crew are coming in and they're editing out every cuss word, I swear to God.
Yeah, word is Marge is out on the field.
That's all I need.
For Hard
That's all
Knocks.
I need to know he ain't the right coach. Yeah. Gosh darn it, guys.
Word was Marge was out on the field when Hard Knocks fired up the cameras and was like, guys, you can't. This is our practice. You can't be recording this.
Guys, Hard Knocks. They were taking the Hard Knocks camera and asking them to delete plays.
Yeah. Gee,
don't show that wide receiver sweep.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that was mentioned to me and Carrie again. The whole not directly to us, but somebody next to us at training camp. Somebody next to us, I guess, was taking a picture or something. One of the security guards, the hired security guards, it's not even like, I mean, I guess they were told to, narc as well.
Really?
They were like, yo, no recording. Like, make sure it's
oh.
Yeah. No recording.
I'm not recording. I'm taking pictures.
We're at a Taylor Swift concert here.
Right.
Don't record it.
Right, exactly.
Taking pictures, Chief. Say cheese, asshole. That's what you should say to him. Soft.
We should get like thousands of old blue, what are those phones back in the day? What were those before iPhone? What were those phones?
Oh, Blackberries.
Get a bunch of them and everybody bring them out. Just hold them all up.
Yeah.
Not even recording. Just mess with these.
Well, you got to buy a dummy phone. So when they come to confiscate it from you, you just give them that. Fuck, man. There goes my iPhone 3.
Yes, that's the smartest thing. You are the smart.
Yeah.
A BlackBerry or a fucking fake phone. So you're recording it, and then you put it in your pocket when he's coming over, and you give him the other one. Yes.
I just want to see if I get Sheri's attention in the background.
No, you did. You did.
Freaking
soft knocks.
Yeah, and I don't want to shit all over it. I mean, overall, I think the majority of it was cool. Like I thought the moment when Ryan Poles is looking out the window and saying, "Hey, can you discreetly send DJ up here during the special teams portion?" And I thought that was kind of cool. And you got to see the Rosenhaus brothers, and of course, he runs back down onto the field after he signs his mega contract. And Nate Davis is like, "Where were you?
I'm getting that money, yo.
What ink to paper?" And he's like, "You didn't tell me about that money. You coming over here to sit down for every fucking practice?" Yeah, I'm 100% over Nate Davis.
Oh, he's becoming your.
Yeah, I mean, I was listen.
He's your Michael Burton.
I just think it says, we heard that, Mike Vrabel, it wasn't that he couldn't stand the guy, is what, we had heard. And for a team that drafted offensive linemen, in the two of them in the top 10 the last 2 years, and you're going to let a 26-year-old offensive guard just walk away for nothing, that, looking back on it, it says a lot. He doesn't want to put in the work, clearly. So, Fluke's coming out and I don't want to say put him on Front Street, because for me, I would have been way more forceful, because Flus is like, it's not just offensive lineman. It goes for, we know it goes for every position, but the guy that's consistently doing it is Nate Davis. And I understand there was things last year, but we'll see. Is he gonna play versus Buffalo? We'll see. Andy Reid put out there that Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City starters are going to play a quarter, or up to a quarter, because he thinks that it's important. It's important for the Kansas City Chiefs, but not all the way.
It's crazy that an NFL player, you feel the body language and the vibe of non-caring and just go with the flow. Nate Davis. I have not watched. I didn't re-watch the Hall of Fame game. I was
did.
so upset, but I intend to do it before Saturday. I was gonna do it today, and then I had so much I had to get done. And
listen,
Nate Davis is a disappointment right now.
100%. It always comes down to money, but I'm at the point where I honestly would have no problem with them if they find a viable solution that they're comfortable with, and sign another guy off the street, or if there's a trade or whatever it is. I don't want that mentality around my team. I just don't.
I agree. You got to have a personality plus when you're playing interior offensive lineman, and you buy into it. Again, last year there's some written in excuses and realities that are uncontrollable. This year it's been a wave of discussion and soap opera like behavior. And then Hard Knocks catches him, or Soft Knocks for Bullets and the crew catches him. Doggone it, you got paid? You didn't tell me.
Yeah.
I
think this is a horrible comparison, Rob. You want to compare Kyler Gordon to Nate? Kyler Gordon had broken bones. I mean, that's
right.
Nate Davis is his comes up to a strain. You know what I mean? And then he's out there. Kyler Gordon had broken bones. And Kyler Gordon was an integral part of the defense while he was playing. Nate Davis had some flashes, wasn't consistent when he was out there at all. So I don't see that comp at all.
Where is Kyler Gordon now? Is he out there? Is he hurt?
I don't know.
Kyler was out at practice on Tuesday, he was in pads. It didn't look like he was warming. I'm sorry, he wasn't in pads. He was in uniform.
Yeah.
But it didn't look like he was going to be doing anything crazy. It looked like they were just warming him up, getting him, ramped up again to come out and play.
Yeah.
So who has the updated injuries? So Nate Davis is still riding a bike, or is he back?
Nate Davis was out there today, but not participating. According
his
Bragg.
norm, right?
Yep.
That's his norm.
Yep. Tevin was back out there, I think.
Was he practicing?
Yeah. Ivan was Braxton Jones. He's back out there.
I believe so.
Yeah.
If I'm not, it was one of the things. Honestly, it slipped my mind because it wasn't something I remembered. But
you were there today.
No, I was there on Tuesday.
On
Yesterday.
Tuesday, yeah, yesterday.
On Tuesday. You up? I guess Darnell Wright's been hurt.
Yeah, and he was talking to Ryan Poles before practice. So word is he could be getting
Coming
close.
back.
Yeah, and Ryan Poles was on with Cap yesterday and said that he's very confident that they're gonna get the bulk of their guys back for Saturday in Buffalo, because there was at one point they're like, well, if the Bears offensive line is so nicked up, how can you put Caleb out? You have listen, you got to get this guy fucking reps, for Christ's sake.
Oh my God.
Starters
Apparently Wright got rolled up on today, says Ryan Cox, a trusted source.
Yes.
He's like our Adam Schefter. He says it.
Played 3 downs and then went off, according to James Hunter.
Oh my God. Can they ever get a fucking offensive line together? It's just like bingo for injuries. Who's banged up today, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go. Your starting offensive line.
Yeah.
Today from the Arena Football League.
But even then, you know what I'm saying, Phil? It's just because there's a chance that Caleb's going to have to go out there in the regular season and play with some backups. You have to get him reps.
You got to play.
I mean, it just baffles me. Like they've announced that, you know, Bryce Young is not playing and probably not going to take any snaps in the preseason. This is Carolina. I mean, it's just Kyler Murray, same thing. It's just like I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. But hey, more power to Carolina. Just give us that highest possible second round draft pick. That's the way I'm looking at it.
We never can keep an offensive line together. And where are we now? Braxton Jones, did he practice today? Let me just give me an update, guys, because I honestly was not able to see any updates on the offensive line. So right now, you're looking at Darnell Wright got rolled up on. He's limping. Mr. Nate Davis is playing horseshoes on the sideline, flipping a coin whether he's going to play or not, which is always a bad thing because he's not buying in. Braxton has been practicing. So there's your left tackle. So that means your center has been Shelton.
And he's dinged up.
Oh, now he's dinged up.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris Morgan's doing a really great job putting this together. These guys are really looking strong together. Oh my God, what are they doing? Like, I have no idea. Do they even make contact?
Well,
Ivan at practice.
Tom Waddle was at practice yesterday, and he said when he was walking away from the practice field, he said to himself, "What the fuck did I just watch?"
Exactly.
What are they getting accomplished?
They weren't in any pads.
Yeah.
There were people like there were guys that hit the
Nobody
ground.
in pads, but there's 6 guys hurt. Hold on.
Yeah, it was really weird because we were there for the first day in pads, and then Sunday they were in pads, and now come Tuesday they're not in pads, and like Tom said, it wasn't that great of a fucking practice, man.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter that it's just like Robert Nash says it was a walkthrough, but that's not the fucking point. Like Tom Waddle was saying, he's like the most that he saw somebody get accomplished out there was Torrey Taylor yesterday in practice.
Yeah.
This is what Waddle said. And he's like, I don't know. He goes, I understand. He goes, maybe I sound like an old man yelling at my lawn, but he's like, I don't see in this practice what prepares you for where you need to be in the regular season.
Good for Tom.
Yeah.
Because that's what I've never been to camp, but I'd know in 20 seconds, what the frig are you doing? Like, you're not preparing to get, and I know they limit your ability to go live, and it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
and that the CBA does restrict it, and it's like, yeah, Damon did reach out to me and talk about that. I think that he was, if we're being honest, Damon, I think you were more so coming across, you wanted to know if we're going to hold Caleb Williams accountable like we did Justin Fields. So it sounds like you're pretty upset that Justin's wearing gold and black. I mean, they haven't played a down yet. We're in preseason. They've played one preseason game where nobody played. It's more about health. I think if they're healthy, I think that this offensive line will not be offensive. That's what I happen to think. And by the way, they're facing a pretty good defense. And what I wrote to you, Damon, in that DM was the quarterback is 100% going to help the offensive line, because what does Caleb Williams do? Caleb Williams knows how to get rid of the football. He's not slow in his drop back. He doesn't have a slow release. He can get through his progressions, where Justin Fields has always had an issue with that heading into year 4. And I don't want to hear bullshit about Justin throwing against air and no defense in practice in Pittsburgh. Somebody put 50 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. I have tape on those that I have not shared with Phil yet. But I mean, they're taking a dump off against it's a non-live
against air, and you're counting it.
Yeah, through a slant pass, and Pickens runs 72 yards, and they're counting that as a touchdown pass.
The only time I'm counting touchdowns in practice, and obviously you don't, but if you're counting them just to keep track, 11 on 11. That's the only time.
Exactly.
That's the only time you're keeping count of anything.
But what they're doing, Ivan, if you go back and again, I'm not. This sounds very anti-Justin. I hope Justin plays 51% of the snaps and gets us a 4th round draft pick. That's my philosophy on it. But the fact that they're counting touchdown passes on checkdowns when they're just finishing the run that they do. Phil could have Tate dump the ball off to Devin and say, finish the run, and he runs 80 yards to the end zone while the defense is getting set for the next play. That's not a touchdown pass. And I mean,
anyone counting touchdown passes has a fucking illness that they should talk to themselves and their therapist about. Go play fantasy football. There's nobody in the world that's counting these as touchdowns unless their last name is Brandt or something like that. Get it together. Stop being fanboy bullshit pussies. That's all that is. Go root for the Steelers and go enjoy the interceptions that will follow. The reality is it wasn't a Chicago Bears thing. Same shit happened at Ohio State. It's just surrounded by all of these first rounders.
Yeah, Borum took the reps at right tackle.
The tape told you what exactly it was, and it continues to do that. So stop. It's hilariously annoying. It's like so funny. It's like that itch. You hate that you have an itch, but you have to scratch it, and it feels good until you break the skin and it starts bleeding. Now you got poison ivy all down your leg. It's ridiculous. Sad, really.
I'm looking for the tweet that had the
amount of touchdowns.
Yeah,
in practice. It's no different than us saying, hey, let's count how many almost interceptions.
Right.
It's always that almost interception. Like, you don't do that. You don't do that. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I just found one of them. I'll just throw up there so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let me grab it real quick.
But also to that, Phil, and it's just people are trying to grasp at anything to measure what this team is going to be, because we're all, eager and desperate to get to the regular season and see what the, finished product is. Mm-hmm. But, and I even told Shane, like, that first day at training camp, or was it? Yeah, it was the first day at training camp. There's a kid in front of me, and he was like, the first thing he said, or one of the things he said was, we haven't found out anything about this offense. And like, it's been like 30 minutes of practice. I'm like, it's been 30 minutes of practice. it's fucking practice. You're not supposed to find out about this. So I think that's kind of what people are doing now, is just grasping at anything to measure what this team could possibly be.
So let me just read the caption to the caption to this. Says Van Jefferson turns on the burners for a touchdown from Justin Fields. Seems like he knows he has something to prove. Now you watch this and you tell me how impressive this is.
Would have got tackled by the safety.
Yeah, you hear the whistles back at the opposite 40.
Forced the throw to the wrong receiver. Almost intercepted. Well, it wasn't. But the route to throw to was the out.
But that's
he had leverage. He should have thrown to
the
out.
But again, that's not Justin's fault that they're putting that stuff like that out there. It's my point. It's just like, come on.
The safety destroys him there anyway, and it should have been intercepted. It was the wrong read. Rewind it back. It's a trips concept outside. Inside guy's going to run the curl. The other guy on the outside has leverage, so therefore he is going to be wide open.
Yeah,
I can't rewind it for you. Can you rewind it? It'd be fun. Even just control it with your hand. So the slot receiver is going to run a leverage concept where he out leverages the nickel. Okay, here he goes. He's running off. And he's wide open right there.
Yeah.
See it? Because he's rubbing on the curl. The inside guy's running the post. So watch it. Now you got to throw right there to the flat. That's the whole concept. You're not throwing the curl because the backside linebacker is reading your eyes. He's lucky this doesn't get picked off. But this is what I'm talking about that we dealt with. So the outside linebacker's already out leveraged right there. You should hit the guy in the flat, not throw that curl.
He's got the whole sideline.
Yeah.
He beats that one guy.
Because that backside backer's reading your eyes. You're lucky he's slow to it.
Again, listen for the whistle, where the whistle blows. I'll pause it as soon as I hear it.
Well, the safety's right there.
So at the essentially probably the 43-yard line is where they're blowing the play dead. So he's got another 60+ yards to go. And it's just, and again, this isn't Justin's, this has nothing to do with Justin Fields, them putting that shit out there. But again, it's people trying to build a narrative and make themselves feel a certain way about things. And that's, you want to count that as a touchdown pass? Fine. That great.
Totally there, as Richard Long is saying, their problem now.
Yeah.
I can care less what Justin Fields does. If he improves, that's great. It helps the Bears.
Oh, I'm looking at it. Yeah, get him 51% of the snaps, and I'll take a fourth rounder.
There's a reason why the head coach comes out today, because my buddy Joe just sent me the Tomlin saying Russell Wilson's our starting quarterback. There's a quarterback competition, but he's our starting, and he's been out for how many days?
Yeah, with his calf.
Calf injury. They've been taking it light.
Definitely been a while.
It was over 9 days, like 3, so maybe 12 or 13 days. Is he back?
No. Unless he came back today. I mean, I wasn't everything.
I'm not really paying attention to
anything that I saw about the Steelers today was about that they've been saying that they're the leaders in the clubhouse for Brandon Ayuk.
Really? They're going to trade for him?
Yeah, it really seems like it's between them and
New England.
No, New England was willing to offer him the most money, over 30 million per season, but he doesn't want to be in New England.
Really?
Yeah.
Where does he want?
Sounds like Pittsburgh.
Wow.
But yeah, we'll see how that
Follow
goes.
that.
But
do you think the Bears are, after they sign DJ Moore, are setting themselves up
yeah, I
for a
do.
Judon trade?
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, and I know he's a little bit older, but he fits so good along with Montez Sweat. You give him a bump in pay, and see what happens. I guess if Gervon Dexter doesn't take that jump, it'll be interesting. Jonathan Allen, is he going to become available in Washington? But that's more of obviously an interior guy. But yeah, I mean, they're up to what, 21 million in cap space now because the DJ reduced his number by essentially half in year one. So now Albert Breer talked about, of course, you can roll that all over, but when you hear the general manager use phrases like "we're ready now," that to me means they're looking. They're going to give some of these young guys some more reps and see where they're at. But you add a Matthew Judon or offensive linemen are just rarely traded because there's just a lack of good offensive linemen overall in the NFL. So I don't really see that happening. But I'll say this, and this is completely off topic in terms of the offensive and defensive lines, but I'm excited that the Bears are putting Velus in the back
running back.
To me, it makes sense. We talked about it here on this network. He's not a wide receiver. He's just not. Let's see, let him truly be a gadget guy and use him in the backfield. Let him use some of his traits. Now, yeah, we'll see if he can hold on to the football, but that's
like Cordero Patterson was, right?
Exactly. I mean, he's obviously not Debo, but he's got some. Can he be Debo very light? Yeah, we'll see. I just think it gives you a weapon. Now, if, hey, they have some guys out wide and Velus is your dump off guy, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, you're using him in a position where he is more present to make plays for you.
Yeah.
We saw him used on jet sweeps. Again, he fumbled it, but you could see that his ability to get
explosive, yeah,
outside and turn up the field is very explosive. So there also was a toss play with him. I can't remember who we were playing. And he showed some skills there. So he might be trash as a receiver, as Lunatic is pointing out. I'm sorry I'm eating, but I'm starving.
Oh, that's all good. Yeah, I'm just looking at some guys that are coming up for free agency and on the offensive line, and it's not a great list. Old friend James Daniels, still only 27 years old.
James Daniels is looking for money, I heard.
Oh yeah, I can imagine, but
trying to get paid again.
It's definitely not a great list.
Offensive line.
But yeah, you get over to defense. I mean, it's not. They asked about Hassan Reddick. I'm not there. I don't want to give Hassan Reddick more money. Which you would have to. He's a little bit younger than Judon, but I would feel much better about adding Judon than I would Hassan Reddick myself.
Me too. Judon is one of my favorites, to be honest.
Yeah.
What's up, Omar? She had told me that she saw you at the store that Omar works at.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
She said Omar was mad at us, though. I thought he was team Caleb, not because
I
the
don't know.
only ones mad at us are the Colts of Fields.
Well, he's in the chat. This is an open forum. He can tell us why he's mad at us.
I'm glad that you're back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Unless my mother-in-law misquoted him, but nobody's talked about Justin Fields' shortcomings more.
Wendy would never misquote anybody.
Of course she would. Oh, I thought he said he didn't watch the show. Maybe he watches every week. There you go.
Perfect.
Now,
yeah. So
what's a timetable on a trade?
You mean when do I think it would happen?
Yeah.
I think it would happen after the Bills or
next week type.
Yeah, or after the third preseason game. Because any guy that they're listen, Phil, you can speak to this as a coach. And if I'm looking at it from the GM perspective, you go out and you bring in Khalil Mack a couple of days before the season starts. The playbook's not a worry. We brought you here to get after the quarterback. Go out there and hunt. You know what I mean? It's not like you're trading for a wide receiver or a quarterback that's got to come in and learn the playbook or anything like that. But I would say probably, after the Buffalo game, everybody wants to get a look at their young guys. This is going to be a good week. Austin Booker had some legitimate good reps the other day. He's very long. I think he needs to be in the NFL for a year to pack on some good weight. But yeah, we'll see. I think it makes all the sense in the world for them to go. Sounds like they've said that Yannick Ngakoue is kind of holding out and kind of priced himself out of the market.
Oh, really?
In terms of what the Bears have been, their expectations financially were. And that's, again, if you're asking me who I'd rather have, Matthew Judon or Yannick Ngakoue, it's not close.
So is this true here that the deadline is extended by a week?
Yeah.
He's got 11:09. It's 11:05. He fixed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that'll be good. I was hoping for a little bit more Rome Odunze and a more intimate look at some. It's
the first one, man. They got an hour. It's an hour.
They should have made the first one an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just I don't worry about that, end of it too much. There's going to be a point where they're going to focus on
who do you think they're going to take a focused look on? Are they going to continue with the Eberflus mom and the wife?
Yeah, I think they just want to kind of show the family a little bit. To me, it doesn't really make much sense. I can see them. I don't know why you would not focus on the rookie aspect of Caleb and Rome with how close they were pre-draft and kind of following them around, as they're getting settled into their new places and, they sign their contracts a couple of days apart and stuff like that. To me, that makes sense, but they're not going to blow their wad on the first show either. But I think we'll see plenty of Rome. Absolutely. But yeah, I see this from Scottish. I'm with Braggs, man. I don't want Rome Odunze back shagging fucking punts in these games.
Isn't that why you have Nimba Webster and DeAndre Carter?
Right. To me, that's, I don't know. I don't love it. I'm 100% with Braggs.
I don't need to see Rome Odunze returning punts at 6'3", obvious outside kind of a receiver giving you big play potential. The other kid, the 6'6" Johnson,
Caleb.
The kid who had a good game.
Yeah, it really seems like I think he makes this roster.
That's what I want to say to you.
Yeah. And he's a body type, he's bounced around a little bit. He was with the Giants and then where he was someplace else, but the injury
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, yeah, he tore his Achilles and kind of got hampered that way. But he
Colin, that's his name, Colin.
Yeah, Colin Johnson. He had that one drop on that beautiful ball from Rippin.
I thought he caught it. Then
no, the one early.
He was wide open.
Wide open. I mean, it was.
Then he caught a touchdown. What, the next play or the 2 plays later?
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. That other ball, he got up, kept control of it. Yeah, he's
Colin Johnson.
We saw him last year. They signed him late, and he was playing like the wing.
He reminds me a lot of Cam Meredith, in terms of body.
Yeah, that was a great comp.
Body type, yeah. But I
don't think he looks 6'6", man.
Well, and they have him listed at 220. Also, to me, he doesn't look 220. But he is a body type that this roster does not have at wide receiver or even really close. We
got Rome and him.
Yeah. Yep. So
bigger guys.
But I mean, what do they have Rome listed at 210?
Did you see Rick Gonzalez? Yes, you're 100%. He made a great play on special teams.
Well, he asked they were going to pull him off special teams. He said no. He goes,
"That's how you make the team, right there."
Yep.
So his first performance, and Joe Buck signing off on it and getting his wish to be on a Hard Knock.
Yeah.
So
they
I think he stood out. I think he did. I think Rippin did good and gives you confidence that you have a possible third string guy.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, if you want to, Austin Reed didn't get that much of a shot, but yeah, I mean, Rippin, he certainly didn't hurt himself. That's for sure. I thought he threw a real nice ball and was in command. You want to watch these guys, and it's not so much just the pass itself, it's kind of the placement, and the placement of his passes were spot on, where you wanted to see him. And that's a big deal. That's something like that we aren't used to in Chicago. Placement of footballs where they can catch the ball and keep running, in stride. That's something we haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, anticipation throws were on display. So the only problem I had is that third down and short, they're in the gun again, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, we were watching it. We did our watch party with the patrons. You hadn't showed up yet at that point, and everybody to a man, as soon as they went gun on third one, they're like, oh fuck, Phil's probably losing his mind right now.
I was driving home and Tate was holding the phone with YouTube TV, and I saw that play. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It starts already, these OCs.
So Josh Schrock, who we got to get on the show. I know we've talked about it a couple of times. He works for NBC with our guy Kenneth Davis on the Under Center podcast, was talking about some of the DBs for the Bears. And he made a comment that I was kind of surprised by. Now, Jalen Jones didn't have a great game the other night. He mentioned Josh Blackwell and Jalen Jones as firmly entrenched on the roster bubble, and he would be surprised if either made the 53-man roster.
Really?
Yes.
Blackwell and Jones not making it.
So
over who? Who's over?
Reddy Stewart, the UDFA from Troy, the DB, is a guy that's been getting some love, and they kind of pulled him out of the game fairly early the other night. So yeah. And then Greg Stroman got nickel reps before Blackwell.
Jim Larison and and Donnie Fields boy.
Yeah. So, but I was
Strowman,
kind
huh?
of Jalen Jones. I can understand more so than Blackwell because Blackwell's been a special teams ace, and I just, they poached him off the Eagles roster. But yeah, he did make that comment that he would be surprised if either makes the 53. So that's something to monitor going forward.
Jones has been here for a while, making this team a
Yeah.
serviceable backup corner.
Yep, I agree with Ben here too. Baskerville looked very much out of place
Oh yeah,
the other night. He's got to have a bounce back. But the Bears, that's going to be a spot that they very well could be. I know their top three are obviously fantastic, so they're lucky there. But beyond that, I mean, we like Noah Sewell, but he's been dinged up, and there's really no track record there at all.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're not looking at some linebackers that may be moving through some other rosters because Baskerville obviously didn't. Moala to me didn't look the part at all. The guy that they got from the Rams, Agbang Bamiga, he looked overmatched out there. I know he's more of a special teams
Carl
guy.
Jones looked good.
Yep. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's not something that they're looking at along with offensive line. So yeah, we'll see.
I thought the rookie undrafted Bates did well, tight end.
Oh, yep.
He looked good.
He had a couple nice catches. Brendan Bates.
Brendan.
Yeah, from
There you
Kentucky. Yeah, who was
the kid? Eamon, as you said, Agbambiga.
Yeah,
he hasn't looked very well.
Yeah, Agbang Bamiga.
Yeah,
but yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Obviously, I mean, I think we all know where they're going to be looking. I want to kind of focus in on Carvin, the kid from Tennessee, on the offensive line, and kind of focus on him to see if there's anything there. Because again, I mean, at this point, Doug Kramer has been around forever, and he just doesn't really get any snaps. It seems like one of those guys. I just, I don't know. Are they going to keep him and put him on the practice squad, yet again? I mean, right now, what is he, 26 or 27 years old?
right.
So, but
It's interesting. I was just looking at the roster. I don't know what's his name is going.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
The offensive tackle. What the hell is his name? Can't remember his name now.
Aviante Collins?
Yeah.
Yep.
He was banged up, or was he out there? I 70.
Yeah.
What was he? 73?
74. Yeah. And
74.
Believe it or not, he's 31 years old.
Yeah.
Already. Yeah. And that was the other one that Josh Schrock said that he believes Jatiri Carter. He said he's had a pretty bad camp. And
didn't they play him at left tackle? I saw him out there.
Yeah, they moved him out. Yeah, and they think that that's kind of more at play there because Larry Borum has that kickback from the NFL for the draft picks that play a lot, get a certain qualified amount of snaps. So his salary, it bumps up to $3 million this year. So they're saying that the Bears probably don't want to pay that and save some money there and move along from him. And they're just kind of trying to give themselves some options to see who can hold that down. Because Carter he did play tackle in college, I believe, right?
Yeah, Collins.
Or no, Carter.
Jatiri Carter, I played guard and tackle. Yeah.
Yep. But the
other guy, they signed in free agency was what's his name? Curran.
Jake Curhan, yeah, the kid from
Played
Cal.
pretty good.
Yep.
From obviously knowing the system with Waldron.
Yep. And it seems
Came
like
over from the Seahawks.
Yeah, it seems like Bill Murray and Matt Pryor both are going to be in to me. You know,
Yeah, I gotta watch the game again. How did Bill Murray get a lot of snaps? I know he was in there when we were watching it.
yeah, I don't think he got a bunch, but
They pulled him out.
yeah, and he was, what was it? Ryan Cox was talking about him. He's 1 year in the league, and he's 27 years old. So he's got kind of a interesting background. So yeah.
Who was the linebacker wearing number 60? God. I'm like, it was just,
oh, that was the one that I'd mentioned there. Jesus.
he's wearing 60.
The
Amen.
he's been with the Bears before. What the hell? I'm just looking. Oh, White, Javen
Yeah.
White, very, very fast, but he looks rail thin.
Holy cow! I'm like, this dude is so thin.
Yeah. What do they have him here in the spring? Yeah, they have him on the Bears website. They have him listed at 211 pounds.
211.
Yeah.
At linebacker.
They showed him on the sidelines walking, and I'm like, what the hell? That's the craziest number ever for a wide receiver.
He looks like he looks like a little kid that like just got a random lineman number.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
Just basically stands on the bench, but just got this lineman number.
Tonight we gave out pads tonight, Ivan. So that's why I was late. So I saw a couple of them tonight. Then Tate's number 18 practice jersey, because we haven't got the new practice jerseys, was so big. He's like, oh, Dad, I just can't. I'm like, I'll cut it. I'll give you a Zorich look. We'll cut it at a half shirt, tighten up the. No, he wanted it. So then he goes into the field house. He comes back out. Guess what number he's wearing? 68. I go,
oh boy.
Tell them, get back in there and tell them to give you a number 1 through 19. He's like, Dad, they don't have any more. He came out wearing David Montgomery's number 32 back with the Bears.
32 flavors and then some.
32 at quarterback for a few weeks till the practice jersey comes in. Kevin Shiana, $2 super chat. Thank you, Kevin. Center situation doesn't look good, but he's crossing his fingers.
Yeah, well, we got to get into some meaningful snaps and see.
Will Ryan Bates be starting there this Sunday?
Man,
going up against his former team, the Bills?
If Shelton is banged up, I would say yes. But if Nate Davis is out, I mean, it sounds like if Nate Davis is out, Bates is your right guard and Shelton is the center. So yeah, we'll see. But Brandon Daniels, yeah, Ian Wheeler, I believe he was back out there today at practice.
I wish they would like go into a little bit. I think the Bears are going to be very cautionary on the rebound of the Giants and give away any of their freaking true analysis with Ryan Poles over the Nate Davis situation. If Hard Knocks doesn't get into the root of that and the frustration, I mean, here's a guy, I don't have his contract, but here's a guy that you signed as a starter, came in, had a little loosey-goosey, who goose the moose shit going on, and family stuff. So you have a written excuse for him. Now, if you're lazy and you don't give a shit, it starts to leak out. So here's Axeman giving us like 3 years, $30 million. So it's not a small contract. You're making $10 million, and we're talking million.
Yeah. So I know who was it in there? telling us to use our senior Jamon, use your brain. That's not understanding the big picture. Yes, we understand it's very unlikely. When I said that, I don't want that on my football team. To me, it's toxic, and it does you no good. Because if he was a guy that was, overpowering and dominant when he was out there, is one thing. You might be able to, be able to give him some more rope. I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think that the Bears will eat the money, but it's heading for a divorce 100%. But so like the post June 1st release or trade, so the dead cap would be 10.75, and it's $2 million in dead cap in 2025. Now, if you traded him, which nobody's going to trade for him, very, very unlikely, it's got a dead cap in 2024 of $2 million, and the same $2 million in 2025. But what you have to factor in there is it worth? Do you want that?
He was talking to lunatic. Shane,
Oh,
not you.
Yeah. So, but he's right. I mean, overall, and I think it's very unlikely the Bears will do it. I think they'll make it a financial reason, but thing about it is you have to look bigger picture and things like this. And this is where Phil being the perspective of a coach and me as a GM, I'm sending a fucking message to my 90-man roster. And that fucking message is, you're not going to be Nate Davis. Nobody here is. Money isn't a factor. Nate wants to sit on the sidelines and do what he's doing. And, I got a strain, I can't be out there. That is not playing under this regime. Not on my watch. We'll eat the fucking money. And then that to me is what next man up is. Fuck Nate Davis and his attitude. That's why they didn't like him in Tennessee. Tennessee needed offensive linemen so bad, they drafted 2 offensive linemen the past 2 years in the top 10. And they decided to let a 26-year-old offensive guard walk. There's a reason for that. That's why when we say that NFL free agency is littered with, busts and minefields and all of that, it's because they're guys like Nate Davis, guys that get paid and don't want to work. And he did the same shit in Tennessee. And that is a miss by Ryan Pace or by Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham. It just is. To me, I would rather eat the fucking money and say, see ya. Send a message to the whole team. This is not good enough. I think that's worth more than $10 million.
Right. You don't see the urgency to get back out there. Again, we're into camp, how many days, but you've played a scrimmage against the Houston Texans, the Hall of Fame. Is Davis going to play with pride and determination that we talk about here at this network? You haven't seen it.
You see it now already with Flus. Flus is out there saying, can you lose your... And I always laugh at that. Oh, no, it's the NFL. You can't lose your job to injury. Yeah, you fucking can. Drew Bledsoe had a $100 million contract and lost it to injury. And guess what? It was the right fucking decision looking back at it. And yes, I know that's
in that dynasty.
That's an outlier, but still, yeah, you can lose your job to injury. It's the NFL. It happens. This is Nate fucking Davis. For Christ's sake. He's a nobody in the overall picture. That's it.
Right.
The nobody.
He could be something, but if you don't,
he's got the talent to be. But how many guys have been like that? They piss it away.
So many.
His goal.
I'm with you. If this guy is lackadaisical, you got to cut your losses. Eat the money, move on, and send the message. I'm totally with you. That's exactly what I would do. So we would be step for step. And I like Nate Davis. I looked at his tape, and there's a lot to like about the guy. But if you're not buying in and you're not giving any kind of anything back,
right,
you're constantly hurt. But yet the whole line is constantly hurt. It's fucking annoying as shit.
but
I've
what
never
does that
seen an offensive line that hurt.
But Phil,
Oh, tomorrow this guy's nicked
you
up.
don't know how that shit spreads. You go out tomorrow and you cut this motherfucker and send a message. Then maybe Tevin Jenkins ding or Coleman Schulten's, strain. Maybe they fucking push through. They're like, I don't want to get fucking cut. Now we know they're not cutting Tevin, but I'm just saying that shit matters, and it should be a factor in Chicago with this team. Then the 10 million does not matter to us. We're a team that wants to talk about our culture. Then fucking live it. Launch this guy. He's not that good. He's easily replaceable.
Yeah, I think Corn Planter has it right too,
Right.
Shane. If
Yeah.
Jackal doesn't want to be here, cut him. Take the cap hit with Jackal too.
Yep. Where the hell is that guy?
I miss Jackal, but you got to get this offensive line together. I've said it very many a times. I lack faith in Eberflus. Nothing changed that. Watching Matt Eberflus on hard or soft knocks, as they're calling it, and nothing changed with me about SEMO now. I hope we get into less politics and gymnasts and more Chicago Bears football on the next episode of Hard Knocks. We will see, and the Eberflus family. I don't need any more of the wife and the Coles and the style and the girls. Don't need it.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think it's going to be a integral part of it. I really don't. But
this guy right here, White Chocolate Thunder. He's right. Back in the day, they were doing 2-a-days. For how many weeks? Now they can't even go 2 weeks without a fucking injury. It's disappointing on so many levels because you never, ever can have faith in the culture that's being preached by Matt Eberflus. I have heard it. Shane has pointed out Brian Urlacher loved Dick Geron. He didn't want to play for anybody else. We've heard it many, many a times. A shoe salesman is going to be a shoe salesman. Matt Eberflus has given me very many a night of anxiety. Not the GM building the team, the coach. Hard or soft knocks. Not one cuss, not one moment, not one showcase. The Chicago corporate Bears, big giant softies. Let's get Greg Braggs and a bunch of people wave standing on a fucking bridge. Let's do that. Let's take Ivan's phone away from him as he films your jet sweep motion and you run toss to the other side. Like, it's so non-football. It gets me fired up because the intro obviously delves back into the culture that George Halas built. And I know my guy Ben Ricketts had stated it first. If the Ben McCaskies were looking for a coach and George Halas was on the agenda to be interviewed, he probably wouldn't get hired by his own family because he's the opposite of these people that are doing it. Now they've washed their hands and they've kind of allowed Kevin and they've allowed Ryan Poles to kind of guide this ship. But Eberflus is the huge fear monger for me. He's the guy that gets me nervous and gives me anxiety because I know there's a lot of talent there. And a real head coach, I'm surprised Shane is saying this, would do exactly what Shane is. He'd see the trees before the forest and say, hey, We gotta fucking send a message to all these other motherfuckers. Don't be like Nate.
Yeah.
If he's out there fucking worried more about grilled cheese sandwiches than about and other people's money than about getting into the fucking game and working his craft. I mean, he looks like he's lazy right now. He looks out of shape.
Yeah.
Just watching him on Hard Knocks. Creighton C. Super chat, Chris Sorge, $9.99. The O-line is a fist. 5 players, 1 unit. They have to work perfectly together. How does the rest of the line feel about this BS? Who's the leader? Who's putting up with this? Pack his bags.
Yeah.
What that
If
is.
the offensive line is a fist. That's the one. That's where Nate Davis
Yeah.
is right there.
So I think they've already stated that Bates is the line leader in the locker room, the new guy.
Yep.
I'm sure you're 100% right, Creighton. And you know it from one of my favorite guests is Olin Kreutz. He would say the same thing. Olin ain't gonna get this motherfucker out. I don't need this shit.
Yeah.
So you're 100% right. I preached that with our kids today. I said it today. Without you offensive linemen, we have nothing. We can have 16 Walter Paytons and we can't move the ball because we don't have a line. So we got to get out there and start firing out, know our assignments. You guys are behind everybody else, the offensive line. So tomorrow will be another offensive day. But with the Bears, I've always said it. You got to be a fist. And the Bears have lacked that. They've always given at least 1 or 2 fingers, Shane.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's always somebody stand. He's injured again.
Yeah.
He's injured again.
Yeah. The only thing that it shouldn't be news that you're practicing.
Right.
You know, if you're coming off of a major injury or, you know, we never did. I know somebody said that it was his mother. I never got confirmation on that it was his mother, but you know, he had a death in the family last year, but it's just, you know, Ryan Cox, he's like, oh, as soon as I saw it was a strain, you knew that he was going to be, you knew this motherfucker was going to be out for a while, and it'll be interesting. You know, if he's not suiting up or he's not practicing at all, I fucking launch his ass into the sun. 100%.
Yeah, I don't get his story. He's become a topic. Have the Hard Knocks cameras follow his ass around.
Yeah.
And then send it all back to me as his coach. That's what I would want. It's sad where we are with this situation. And true enough, Vrabel had those issues like you pointed out. You got to do it. You got to do the due diligence. Otis wants your opinion on this, Shane. What is a coach supposed to do if they're injured? What are you going to do if he's injured?
Who, Nate Davis?
That's what he's obviously alluding to. He's siding with the coach now.
Well, yeah, you go and you talk to your doctors, but Nate Davis doesn't have the track record for that. That's the entire reason. It's not by coincidence that Matt Eberflus came out this week and talked about the situation. He didn't use Nate Davis's name, but he 100% was talking about that. That was a message sent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's, yeah, if there's a guy that's injured, then you're gonna sit down like Kyler Gordon. These guys know. It's all of these guys have fucking strains in week 1 and week 2. And I understand you don't want it to get worse, but he does not have the track record. Ask Mike Vrabel what he thought of Nate Davis. He fucking hated him. And this is why. He's unreliable. He's unmotivated. And that's why it's a big whiff by Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They gambled. It's not a big contract. It's not putting the Bears in a hole. They gambled that they could sign a 26-year-old offensive guard and they could get him motivated. And can't give a dude $30 million and say, I think I can get him motivated. It's rare, very rare.
Yeah, the Nate Davis thing. A coach, I'll just
And
say.
if he's injured, guess what? You're not out on the fucking sidelines watching fucking practice and riding the bike and standing there. If you have a legitimate injury, again, he doesn't have the track record that Kyler Gordon does. Kyler Gordon's got a more legitimate NFL resume than Nate Davis does in my book.
Nate Davis, when you have a football player that gives you question whether or not you're going to believe that they're injured, and Flus is using the media to hold accountability without saying it, there's a big issue here. So that is what a coach does. You know what? I don't want him here. To answer Otis's answer, he's doing what Shane is saying. This is going to be a distraction, and his ability to be on the football field is in question, whether he wants to be or doesn't. That's what the coach does. He has to go to the GM and say, I can't deal with that. It's distraction. It's not right. We whiffed. Get him out. Let him go play for the fucking Jets or somebody. Pick him up. That's what a head coach would do. It's exactly what Shane is saying. Like,
yeah, well,
cut your losses and send a message to everybody.
Yeah. So Otis saying coach has to coach the guys in camp, right? Davis and Jenkins all dealing with something other than allowing them the rest. What can be done? You send a fucking message, just like I said. Nate Davis is your sacrificial lamb. See ya. You know, it's the team. That is not tolerated. Everybody here is hurt. Everybody is out there playing hurt. Nobody's 100% right now. He doesn't have the NFL resume that Tevin Jenkins does.
Right.
Tevin Jenkins' NFL resume when he's out on the field is good. Other than that, it's limited. Nate Davis's resume says that Nate Davis is unmotivated. And you paid him for that.
Brisker has been injured as well. He continues to be a name that gets on the injury report a lot.
In every game.
He's running his mouth a lot. He's waving his arms a lot. And he's also on the injury report a lot. He gives me pause. And I love this kid coming out of Penn State, but he's too often injured. So who's his backup there? Owens?
Brisker?
Yes. Owens go in his place?
Probably. Yeah.
Because I love Byard. You got Byard.
Yeah. Well, you got Byard. Colbert, they kept around. Elijah Hicks, he was flying around pretty good the other night too.
You wearing double deuces now, Hicks?
Yeah, who the fuck wants 22? It's such a lame number. Quindell Johnson was the kid that I was thinking of, the kid that they picked up off waivers from the Rams.
That kid Johnson.
But Terrell Smith got dinged up by he's a guy that would interest me to see if he can play safety. I think he could.
Who? Diggs?
No, Terrell Smith.
From Minnesota, the corner.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna move him.
Oh no, I don't too, but I think that he could play safety. I think he's that type of guy. But yeah, but again, it's what can be done. I send the message to Nate Davis and the other guys. And hey, you want to motivate some guys? They like, this dude's making $10 million. and they launched him. I'm making the league minimum. They're sure as fuck gonna launch me. Yeah, I'm gonna get out there.
Yeah, it's a miss, man. There's no questioning there's a talented athlete, but when you mix that with someone who doesn't care to be great, then you lose. So you always take the personality. And I think that's what they're doing now more so, especially when you see it in the draft. They're trying to find players that love the game of football. Nate Davis is following the Eddie Goldman path.
Yeah.
Whether that's the yellow brick road for Goldman or some other road, rocky road. That's where Nate Davis lies, and I think you're better off removing a distraction. You can't continue to wait for someone to love the game.
No, not at, what is he, 20, 27 now at this point, Nate Davis?
Yes, I just, okay, now who's the third guard? Put that guy in. If it's Bates, sucks because I was really looking forward to Bates at center, but
yeah, well, Murray
or Bill Murray. So
Yeah.
then leave Bates, bring Murray in, and get the fuck going. Stop with these games of these. Oh, let's watch. Is he playing? Come on, just get him the fuck out.
But usually, if things don't change with Flus coming out and kind of taking his shot, maybe it is in play for the Bears. It sucks that it would eat up some cap room, but I think the message sent to the overall team can be worth it for sure.
I agree.
I love all.
I know, Sheri.
Calm down.
Calm down, girl.
She's there in the background, I think.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, Connor Williams is signed, and
oh, he has signed.
Yeah, he signed with Seattle, $6 million, I think it was. But I think it was Jared Perry that I had the conversation with on Twitter the other day. I think if the Bears were interested, they had Connor Williams representatives in Hallis Hall when they were doing the DJ Moore extension.
Oh, he's a Rosenhaus kid.
Yeah. And there's been a lot of chatter out there that it's, the torn ACL is the least of the worries with Connor Williams. I've heard and I don't know if it's true or not, like I said, but I've heard the term arthritic knee thrown out there. And listen, the fact that he's signing right now kind of proves that it's more than a torn ACL. There's a lack of quality offensive linemen in the NFL. And I mean, he's young, 25, 26 years old, maybe 27, right in that range. Kind of tells you that people were, skeptical about his health.
Breaking news. The tape never lies. Network breaking news.
Bullets is reporting Connor signed with Seattle, Shane.
Yeah, Jesus, he's all over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Connor Williams has signed with Seattle.
I can hear him MFing us right now. We got to spend some time with Uncle Bullets behind the scenes.
Bullets sitting in a chair, scooping some ice cream, watching the game.
I think I have a picture of it here I can share with. What?
Our girl is dancing.
Oh yeah, she knows.
She's a Hall of Famer. She is.
She is.
She is.
Yep.
I need a Jeepers Creepers for the soft knocks. Where did that go?
Jeepers Creepers.
There it is.
There you are.
Yeah, I'm working on Sheri's Hall of Fame bus right now.
Jeepers Creepers.
Brett Maley was like, "This is a great episode of Hard Knocks."
Jeepers Creepers.
They didn't swear at all.
No. Yeah, I was.
We got to talk to Zorich and maybe Kevin's like very religious, doesn't want that.
Hey, there you go. Yep, I like it. I like it. I like it.
Got a confirmation, Chris? Do you know something? I don't know. Hey, we don't want to be like the Jets where they're swearing every other word.
Oh boy, yeah. Jesus, potty mouse. That was how many comments did we get, Phil, when we first started? I can't watch this show at 12:30 in the morning with my 6-year-old son with the way that you heathens are talking.
You guys swear so much.
What do we say? Go fuck yourself. You don't like it. I'm not here to raise your fucking kid.
I'm gonna tell you shit in your hat and get the hell off the field.
That's right, coach.
Yeah.
Tell him.
There he is. There's our guy behind the scenes.
There he is.
Well, it's Joseph Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut. There he is, holding down the fort. Yeah.
There he is, holding down. He's typing that Connor Williams.
Yeah, he had no
just
idea.
signed.
He had no idea he typed his name in like that. That was the funny part. Poor guy.
The more I open my mouth, the more I realize just how dumb I am.
Well, you said it, Gregory.
That's right, Greg. Greg is very smart when it comes to Greg's scouting of himself.
The more I open my mouth, the more I realize just how dumb I am. We got a bigger strip.
Sheri's favorite.
Oh my God.
You got to get our guy back.
I miss Jackal. Where is he? Call him up. Call him up live. See if it picks up.
Dude.
Where you at, big dog?
I don't need 2 international women fucking me.
Oh.
Have you talked to Claude?
I have talked to him. Yeah, I went to Modern Pizza with him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Pete's.
He is picking, he's doing that stuff really hard. He's making a lot of cashola doing it.
Yeah.
It's a side hustle. This guy's got it down pat.
So let's get the auction underway. On the first cow here, who's got 55? 55.
There he is.
He loves it. How much for the milk can over in the corner?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him. I know Angelo didn't bid on it.
No, we're very economical, my family.
Exactly.
So,
Angelo, are you a member? He was collecting those little birds, Shane.
Oh,
Antique birds.
Yeah. I know I will.
I know I will. Then later, and he goes, from Walmart. I got him.
Yeah.
Antique birds. Okay.
Oh, so what is your guess for playing time for number 18 this weekend in Buffalo?
God.
They got to play him at least a quarter.
Yeah, I gotta
Not,
think.
Not just because I'm gonna be there. I mean, that's whatever. That is what it is, but I'm just talking about for the team. Play him a quarter, get him out there, get him some live reps. Phil, you know how it is, man. You've been around this game your whole life, and I've played enough sports. You and I talked about this. It's not the same facing your teammates day in and day out. It can be a live session. It's not like facing somebody else. It's just not. It's not the same.
Right. You can't simulate it in practice. It's too difficult. You are going to go live, and then guess what? Now you got tape that you can actually show the rookie and the offensive line and everybody. That's where you're going to teach them the most and get them prepared for opening day when it all is on the line. That's when the records are kept. So you got to use these games, these scrimmages, as an ability to get stuff done and get yourself better.
So they put it out there, like I said, I brought it up with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs starters to play about a quarter. Like Potash or Jason Leisure or one of these guys needs to say, no, Matt, when you see a guy like Andy Reid that's, won 3 Super Bowls. Yeah, he's won 3 Super Bowls, and how that he can justify playing the best play, and he is the best player in the NFL. How he finishes number 4 on the top 100 list is an absolute fucking joke. But whatever, you can justify playing him a quarter, but you're going to give Caleb Williams, if he gets as somebody put in there, they think a series. To me, it's a fucking it's a mistake. Complete mistake.
Giant mistake. What are we doing? We're the ones that started the bubble wrap stuff.
Yeah.
If you're doing that in football, you're just not doing it right. You're just not doing it right. And you've already laid the bubble wrap down last week. Okay. We felt like it was a mistake. We've documented our thoughts on that. If they go out there and play in one series, you're just dealing in a Bermuda Triangle of desperate, lost head coaches. You have to do what's right for your football team. Stop worrying about injuries. I always tell the kids, if you're going half speed, you're going to get injured. If you go full speed, you're fine. Go out there, play full speed. I don't give a fuck if it's Bill Murray or whoever the fuck is on the line. Just get out there. Call the plays. It's not like you're throwing a playoff game plan together. You're going to run heavy. You're going to run toss. You're going to run sweep. You're going to run action, maybe a screen in there, bubble screen. Get out there and get the live reps that you talk about all the time and never fucking do.
So, Phil, let me ask you this. This is kind of, and I know it's very hard to decipher anything from essentially a meaning. I don't think it's meaningless or should be meaningless, but the meaningless preseason game that was the Hall of Fame game. Did you see a more aggressive passing game from Shane Waldron and just the limited throws that we saw? Because I saw him attacking the seams, and
they
how many times have we
down the seams?
Right, and how many times were we just screaming for that for this team? And that's I was pleasantly surprised with that, and I hope it continues. I hope they do it more with Buffalo, but you know what I mean, with Getsy in there, it's little hitches and dump offs and screens and three and out. But
it'll be interesting to see, man. I would be playing him one quarter, at least a quarter or more. If he's continuing the drive through the quarter, I keep going with him. So
yeah, I agree.
It's just annoying to me that the Bears are going to have this soap opera of waiting, of seeing how he's going to be used and prepared. And then they're going to turn back and say, well, we were worried about injury, and then he's not prepared for opening day. It's just the same old fucking Bear bullshit.
Did you see James' comment?
Y'all got to turn down the breaking news drop.
Breaking news. The tape never lies. Network breaking news.
Here's some breaking news, James. You have a volume button on your device.
Nope. No.
Crazy.
crazy.
We love you. Yeah, the levels are the same on our.
Crazy about feeling a part of you.
You don't notice that playing louder than anything else. I don't. It's not registering that way on my end at all.
It's crazy. Dude, it's football season, man. The Bears should be jumping for joy that they're going to be a part of this whole process each and every day with the best quarterback that they've had. Everybody on that roster knows it. I love the part. My favorite part is Swift talking on the sidelines to him. It's your keys, man. Take it, man. Take the car and drive it. That's what I like, man. That's how it's got to be. And you could see how focused he is. You could see how focused he is and how determined he is. If Nate Davis, he's the complete opposite of Nate Davis.
Yeah.
So you got to see that stuff with this young quarterback. And hopefully they give him. I was trying to think of a time the Bears ever just was like had a focus and a desire to, and it always goes back to other times. It just, when are you going to arrive at maybe what worked back then might work again for you?
Yeah, we'll see. Corn Planner, our guy. Bold predictions for Saturday.
Sheri's favorite song. She's big fan.
Should we do it before we?
Yes.
Do it for Sheri.
Do it for Sheri. Sheri could come back.
Do it to Sheri. Or for Sheri.
Oh my!
I'm sorry,
Sheri. These subliminal messages going on.
Oh my God! She calls me every night to say goodnight. It's crazy. She loves me. Where is our bold predictions? Is it even up here?
Did Claudio delete it?
Could have. Fucking Jackal probably took it down.
Holy fuck, Jackal.
He probably put it underneath.
I got it up.
He put it underneath the timestamps. I don't see it there. Do you?
I'm looking.
This one's here.
I love all.
Nope.
I don't see it, but my eyes.
Oh, that is just.
Sheri's got a favorite drop.
I don't see it. We'll have to put it up there for you next week.
Yeah.
Corn.
Well, we can still do it. Let's add our
You
girl.
can do it. There she is.
Sure.
You know how I feel about stats.
Stats are for losers. What is your bold prediction for preseason game number 2?
I love all.
Can't be that, Sheri.
I love Sheri's mom.
While you're thinking it over.
You should have seen her.
I'm going to delete that.
Oh God!
I got a couple copies of it. We're good.
You still got this.
I was so coming into the show. I'm like, I'm gonna load 2 of these because it's labeled as dance party. I'm like, fucking Sheri's gonna see that and delete it. So I'm like, I'm gonna put one at the top and one somewhere in the middle. So when she deletes the first one she sees, she'll be like, all right, I'm covered. I fucking deleted it. But
I won't delete your stuff. Bold prediction is Rome gets 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
In the one series that he plays? That'd be a
I'm
record.
hoping I'm with y'all hoping for at least a quarter. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I get the whole like sitting on I don't get it. But they announced that they were sitting the rookies. But me and Jen were talking, like at minimum, what did it hurt to not let Troy punt? You know, like it was
exactly like what are we?
Yep.
What are we protecting him from? So it was just so frustrating. So I would hope that for this game. This rookies get a little more playing.
Yeah, like for me, Zach Pickens would have been walking off the field, dragging his tongue off the field the other night. He needs the reps.
Yeah.
But what do I know?
What do you know? Maybe Fields will throw 51 touchdowns in the next preseason game. I don't know.
That'd be probably like a record.
But it's preseason, Shane.
Yep.
She goes Rome, right?
Zach Sullivan said Drake May is going to throw 40 in New England.
40 touchdowns.
I'm
Here
kidding.
we go. Drake May. Drake May struggling.
That's certainly a bold one, John. Nate
Davis plays, bro. John Taylor.
Give him an extension.
What do we give John if he does? That'll be big.
Oh, if you're right, lunatic, that will be all that will be talked. That will be the beginning, middle, and end of BHL. I tell you that, because that'll be a massive L.
Oh my
on
God.
the face of Matt Eberflus.
I'm sure my dad will chime in on that too.
Zero justification for that.
Yeah.
None.
You can't even justify it. It's almost embarrassing to even think that you would do it. It's like not swearing on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
El Sancho says Reddy has a pick 6.
Ready?
Yeah. Jake, bold prediction. Valus cribs a kickoff.
Cribs. That's a new terminology. Is
Cribs,
that
yeah.
for former kick returner cribs? Cribs a kickoff.
Maybe.
We
Well,
should change it to.
I've heard it used in that term.
yeah, house call, house,
Yeah,
my crib.
house to crib. Yeah.
Oh, cribs as in the crib.
How about
I
if
got
somebody
you.
gets their bold
Getting old,
prediction
babe.
right, I will send them. I got a couple people I got to send these to. I know I got some of these cards here.
Could we send out some Caleb Williams
Yeah,
cards and some TTNL cards?
Bunch of them here.
You're
We'll send
bringing the
them
TTNL cards, right?
Oh yeah, I got them right over there on ready to go. We'll just say,
Gonna bring them, hand them out to Bears fans at Buffalo.
yeah,
If you're going to Buffalo, let Shane know. Reach out to him.
yeah,
Get a picture with Shane.
yeah.
So
Bring your
something
bring your
else-
moms.
And something else, it may not be a big deal, but something I noticed during the induction ceremony. Not 100% sure if the Bears team was there. I don't think they were. I didn't see them, but the Texans clearly came in to support Andre Johnson. So it was a little disappointing to see like CJ Stroud and all of them there supporting Andre Johnson, but I didn't see like any of the Bears players there so supporting Devin and Steve.
I don't think Urlacher was there, right?
No, he wasn't.
I don't think he likes Devin very much.
Yeah.
Well,
I think there's a rift there, Sheri.
Yeah. Well, it was more than Devin though, too. You know what I
right,
mean?
Steve. That's not well. You know the
Played
the
with Pep.
guys were at the house with him.
Yeah.
Played with Peppers.
Peppers showed Chicago some love, so
Does he go in as a Panther, right?
he's
Yeah.
going in as a Panther. But even
should.
in his locker in the museum, they got his Panthers jersey, but they got the Bears helmet.
Really? Did they
Mhm.
put a Packer piss stain in there? Something.
It was always set up for him to be gone just financially, the way that the contract was structured, and then they kind of borrowed against it and restructured. So he was going to be gone, but I still remember the day when I'm like, motherfucker, anywhere but Green. I did not want to see him go to Green Bay when Pep left.
Mike Haw throwing his hat in the Austin Reed.
The backup.
Wow.
Mike's out here smoking some good hippie lettuce tonight.
Where
do you
is
mean like?
that
What do you
drop?
mean backup? Do you mean the number 3 convert? Like,
No,
or
he's
you're
saying
talking
number 2.
QB2? I would be.
I don't give a fuck that he smokes weed. They all smoke weed.
Smoke weed every day.
I think Austin Reed could go out and throw 5 touchdowns, and he wouldn't unseat Tyson Bagent. You think I'm wrong?
Austin Fouts out here throwing 5 touchdowns in the Air Waldron offense. We'll see.
Might have to call
My
him.
wife loved Devin Hester's speech.
I did too.
That was
Yeah, it
her
was good.
favorite. Cherie, you loved it?
Yes, I was
Were you
emotional.
sitting in there? Were you sitting down on the floor seats? Or were
I
you,
was on the floor level, and I recorded Devin's whole speech.
did you get to meet? You got to meet Hester because there's a picture with you and him.
It was just a quick. He was coming by. He signed my jersey, which I told the story of that. You know, kind of. I'm okay with it, but it wasn't what I asked.
That security guard wanted to sign
Ivan's
something back
cousin.
there.
Ivan's cousin from the other side, right there, the security guard.
The dude over your shoulders fucking mesmerized by Devin Hester, by the way.
Yeah, he's
Bears
looking at him
fan.
like
This
he's
is
checking
the
out his
best
fade.
moment of my life.
He's checking out his fade.
You know what he's saying to Devin right now? Devin, Austin Reed's going to be QB2 next week.
Devin's leaning. I love Cherie's mom too. There they are.
There's
Carrie
the
Franklin and Jim
Bernie
Larison.
Kosar, Jim Larison, and Sheri.
Bernie Kosar and Jim Larison. You got to hang out with the guys, huh?
Yes, I felt like I told you I got VIP
Big family.
treatment. So
Big family.
you say what?
They're like family.
Oh, they
right?
are family, not like
Yeah.
family. They are. Jen was awesome, so shout out to her. She was getting me all the
Oh,
pictures.
Jen was there.
Yeah.
Were they drinking Vegas bombs with you? What was going on?
They were
No.
drinking, and Larison was recording. It was so funny. Larison sent you and I that, Phil, and I just wrote back.
I never
saved.
even saw this when he
I wrote-
sent it.
all I
missed
did was wrote back saved, but Larison thought he sent it in the thread with Sheri, but he did not. So like the next day, I sent Sheri a text. I'm like, "Were you dancing last night?" And she's like, "Larison does really good work with AI," and so I just like shut it down right then because I'm like, I am going to unveil this shit on the show.
Maron.
Sheri.
So I could tell you the secret, Sheri. The approach that we were taking was Angelo has that video and was going to recreate it step for step. And you guys are going to have a live, you guys are going to have a dance off.
So it's gonna be like the side by side video.
Yeah. You were going to go first, and
He
then
must have fallen asleep
gonna be
tonight.
the
Shane.
what? Yeah.
He was our
supposed to be.
special guest tonight, coming back on talk. He was supposed to grade Sheri's performance.
Yeah,
He's very high on Sheri.
he is
He's very high on Sheri.
high and low.
I don't know why somebody said you're in rare form. I said, no, this is you all the time.
That's me.
It's just so slick and skinny in a hole.
Yeah. It is.
It is. It's always like that, Sheri.
See, there you go.
Off at the tailgate. There
Yep.
you go.
The live dance off at the tailgate, Sheri. You versus Angelo.
Our first and 10 tailgate again.
Bullets can.
Oh, I did
Yeah.
see Rey Mysterio there too. He was at the game.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
He
Did
was
give you a hug.
He was on the bridge.
He was on the bridge.
He was right next to Greg.
He was holding Greg back from jumping
I
over.
didn't run into. Oh, God, thank God, I didn't run into Greg at all.
No, he wasn't there. I'm
Oh.
talking about on Hard Knocks. Greg is on Hard Knocks.
Be
Oh.
nice.
He's on the bridge, and Bear Mysterio is right next to him.
We gotta bring and break bread with Greg and Sheri. Get this relationship.
I made that dance video, and she hated me for that, but now she hates you even more.
As long as Sheri's happy, I'm happy.
That's true, Thomas. That's true. I gotta make Sheri happy. Well, it's been an eventful few weeks for
So neither one of y'all gave y'all bold predictions.
Oh, Phil, you got a bold
I
prediction?
don't have. I think my bold prediction is Matt Eberflus is going to fuck this up, and he's going to play him for 1 quarter. That's my bold prediction.
He
Caleb
will play them for a quarter?
Yes.
Yeah, I
He's
think they
gonna get it right. He's
he's
gonna get it right.
Okay.
Yes. I don't think he's gonna fuck this up. That's my bold prediction here. As far as performances go, I think Torrey Taylor is going to wow a few people this coming Saturday.
Man, he's going big.
Damn. Calfani. I don't think anybody could have beat Mike Hawes' bold prediction.
Yeah.
Booker gets 3 sacks.
That would be
impressive.
That would be fantastic.
That would be amazing. That would
Yeah.
be amazing. What do you have, Shane?
I have our guy extending his good preseason, and I have Tyler Scott with a 48-yard touchdown.
Wow. Tyler Scott
from QB1, Austin Reed.
Austin. Zorich would love that.
Pain.
Prediction? Pain. Then the Super 16 poll show starts, Sheri. There you go.
Are we gonna do it a week before to do like a pre-ranking?
You can do it whenever you want.
I got it up.
What do you think, Angelo?
Then let me do what I hired to do.
You ever notice Cars getting ready to speak there? He's like, play that again. Just watch Cars.
Watch Cars, Sheri.
Then let me do what I hired to do.
There's always great things in even Angelo's pride pullback when he gets a double or triple chin. When he pulls back, watch it.
Then let me do what I hired to do.
Thank you, Uncle Bullets. We will
send
you pictures. Spags, I got your number. I'll text you as soon as I wrap up.
Espressos.
Nice.
Can you bring him that tequila, Cafe Patron, in that espresso?
Yeah.
Oh, Cafe Patron. Have you ever had that, Sheri? Some Patron?
The coffee flavored one.
Oh, Maron. Tequila. I love it.
Don't
get Jose Torres going.
Dominique Robinson got called out in a very good way today.
Did he?
Was it by Adam Johns saying that he's been standing out and making plays?
Look at that. Robert Nash, Trubisky, 2 picks. There you go.
I would go exactly oppo. These are the type of games where Mitch goes
Zach
8 of
Sullivan.
9 for 2 touchdowns.
Revenge game.
Yeah, I agree with Zach.
Deep in on 3rd and 13 for 17.
Yeah.
Mitchell Trubisky. On 3rd and 9, a curl at 6 turns up for 11.
I read a book on how to beat the Bears because that's what backup quarterbacks do.
Poll prediction: Nate Davis shows up for preseason game and sits out. Jose Torres rolls another blunt at halftime. Another bold prediction. Bullets breaks news. Bears are wearing blue helmets this Sunday.
Ah, nice.
Oh, there you go. Shot of Patron, Cafe Patron, and a splash of agua. It's the best, Sheri. Steph Froylan. No one knows better than him.
I can't do tequila no more. My stomach doesn't cooperate.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm straight vodkas and rum.
That's when you eat that worm, Sheri.
Yeah.
Shane, shut up.
You know where I was going. I got something that'll settle your stomach.
Oh man. Oh, it's been a good night.
You know you've been around
Wrap it
way
up.
too long when people are speaking for you before you can get your smart ass comment out of your mouth.
Yes. Keeping it 100 tonight. Next week we'll be back. Probably have a guest on next week to look back at the Chicago Bears versus Buffalo Bills game on Keeping It 100 next week. Maybe Angelo will not fall asleep, Shane. Falling asleep on the job, Shane.
Yeah.
Is that a Nate Davis like reprimanding tomorrow?
Do you think Angelo is in the barn?
Imagine if he's in the barn and he passed out asleep.
Or maybe the guy brought him his phone charger back?
I don't know. I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you, Angelo. Hey, Angelo. I found your phone charger. How did it go?
Yeah. Angelo, I found your car charger and I'm coming for you.
And I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
There it is. What? What? What?
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Yeah. Oh my God. Anyway, and then Bears Hour Live will be live right after the Bears versus Buffalo game. Coach O, myself, will be live from his house in Rhode Island, Shane.
Love it.
Shane might jump on with us.
Yep.
Sheri, are you going to jump on and produce, or Ivan, Bears Hour Live? Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Sheri, what was consumed at that dance party?
Vodka and cranberry.
Was Jim doing Vegas bombs? Seriously.
No, chill.
No? Only does that with Donnie Fields? Get after Jim.
Oh my God, Greg, droning on and on. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Jim was driving, so he was responsible.
Oh, okay.
And apparently it was a cameraman that I was unaware of.
Oh, he
Thank God
wasn't
for Jim.
responsible.
But I do, before we close out, I know we haven't done shout outs in a while, but I definitely want to give shout outs to everybody who allowed me to have such a fun weekend this weekend, because I wasn't going to go because all of my friends had kind of like last minute couldn't go. So I do appreciate Jim and Jen for, hanging out with me. I had fun with them. Carrie, his sister. I'm sorry, I do not remember your sister's name, but she was awesome. Her brother-in-law,
Bernie.
We'll
call her Bernie for this show.
Bernice.
Yeah. Bernice Matisse.
So
Bernice
Carrie
Franklin.
and all of them, I had so much fun hanging out with you guys. And Shane, I got so much love for you for sponsoring me and just the TTNL network for having this family that I can still do stuff, even though, so I'm not unnecessarily traveling along. So I do appreciate you, Phil, and you, Shane, for creating this TTNL family that allows me to do that.
We are pretty awesome, not gonna lie.
That was very well said. There it was.
Yeah, and there it goes.
And there it goes.
You know what everybody does? You got a shout out, Phil?
Yes, I got to shout out all of you fans that reached out. I would be remiss if I didn't put a historical stamp on the passing of my dog, Shy. It's never easy on how to handle this, because some people look at it as just a dog, but she was just a huge part of the family. She's been with the boys since they were born, and it was a very difficult week for my wife, Steph, especially still. It's just so hard to get over it. And all of you guys, I don't know who sent some of these gifts here to the house, but someone sent a wind chime, very emotional for Steph. And every time it chimes, it's, the dog speaking to you again. It was so nice. And then flowers were sent, a basket. So I just want to thank this amazing fan base and all of you guys for helping me out. I didn't know if I was going to do the show tonight, but I think it's a good distraction. It's been a tough time for everybody. And I also want to shout all of you TTNL patrons and fans that donated your hard-earned money towards this football program as it's in its beginning stages of this new era. The uniforms are coming in soon. We got the helmets in, and I've shown you that. And we have a lot of things planned for you guys that have donated. I know both Shane and Sheri and Sheri's mom, Carrie, and Jim, who you were with. All of you guys, thank you so much. These kids, we have 25 or 26 kids on our football team, and they're all excited on the B team. And then we have 25 on the C team. So 53 kids out there getting ready to rock and roll this season, and appreciate you guys. So back to my shout outs again. Sheri started it off. We're getting back to it. We got to always keep it 100. And thank you all, seriously. And my wife, thanks you all. It's been very helpful to see the love. It's been an emotional time. So thank you guys.
Absolutely, man. I told Sheri when I looked down and saw you calling me early, I'm like, oh boy. And that was, well, when I answered the phone, I'm like, is everything okay? And you're like, nope. Yeah, right there. It's never, ever easy, but you guys definitely made the right decision for the dog. And like I said, when I talked to Steph, and I know everybody gets sick of hearing the same thing, but times like that, you change your perspective from the sadness of the day. You focus on the 12 great years, rather than the sadness of the day. And that'll, help ease the pain a bit, but definitely never easy. And we've all been through it, because they're not pets, they're family members. I think Bullets put that in there, and it's the absolute truth. No other way to put it.
I'll be transparent. I didn't know how emotional I would get, but I did get overwhelmed, and I continue. I'll just be quick here. TTNL is family. We did something, and Jim Larison actually had told me about him having this experience where you call a company and they come to your house.
Mm-hmm.
And I would tell anybody who is a pet owner that was the best advice that we got, because we were able to sit there as a family with her, and the vet comes and an assistant, and we were all able to say goodbye in their home, where she's not going to the
they did. You're
vet.
Creating a stressful environment for them to fall asleep in, just for lack of a better term. And you keep them.
We gave her all the treats she wanted, and let me tell you, that gets to me. She ate those treats, and we petted her, and it said goodbye. And it was a life lesson for the boys, and it was also an emotional time for all of us to say goodbye. But I tell you that on twofold. So if anybody's ever dealing with that, I would ask that you look around for that kind of service, because it's amazing, and they were amazing. And then the other thing is, now, Shane, it's like we all know or have whoever met Shy or have a lab, they're food thieves. So I find myself making Tate and Deb a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something. I'm like, oh my God, she's going to get it, but she's not here.
Yeah.
And then it just drops you to your knees in emotion. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Crooms showed up with pizza, so that was weird.
He's safe now.
Go back over these oceans.
We have to tell crew all is safe.
You can bring over. You can bring over your
Go to
leftovers.
Modern Pizza with us so you can meet Crooms. And
Oh yeah. I'm gonna tell Crooms I'm going back to Phil. This shit's safe.
You always have to laugh.
Hey.
And when I pass away, not to be.
Oh fuck!
I
It's gonna
want
be the best show
everybody.
ever, bro.
When I do, though, I want there to be laughs and music and good memories. I don't want there to be misery and sadness, overwhelming.
Angelo just
Whatever
texted me and wants to know if there's any. Since he's not going to need those treats, can he have them?
She ate them all, Angel. We gave them all.
All right, let's get out of here.
Get out of here. I got
the
go
only
to
way
bed.
we know how. Coach O is going to take us out.
Bill.
Oh, that is just.
Stop it, Shay.